Hi everyone, so in this video I want to continue with my series on disconfirmations of young Earth creationism and continuing on with what I said previously, which had to do with the cratering on the moon and Mars and other celestial bodies which have got cratering, which speaks to the violent history of the solar system. Now in this video I want to talk about like the origin of the solar system. How did it actually come about? The leading hypothesis for that is the idea of the protoplanetary disk, which is like the idea that you've got this rotating mass of gas and dust, and that is what's going to form the sun and the planets and the moons. And the sun, I guess that could also draw in gas from the surrounding nebula in which the protoplanetary disk is developing. So a nebula is a giant, very, very large, unimaginably large actually, so like often light years in diameter. This gas cloud, which under gravity, parts of it, they start to clump, and then those form into stars. Many of those stars are going to have protoplanetary disks around them because of the further attraction of matter, and then you get angular momentum, and then you get separation and aggregation within the disk into the planets and moons. Okay, so these have actually been now detected many thousands of times by space-based telescopes like the Hubble and the Spitzer telescope, and also ground-based telescopes, right? So thousands of these things have been empirically found now. It's not just a hypothetical construct. And if you think about it, like one of the attributes of the solar system, which makes this idea makes the idea of a protoplanetary disk a good fit to those observations, is the fact that the planets are all orbiting around the sun in the same direction, although like the angles of the planes could be different. They're still not radically different, but they still differ somewhat. Some have got elliptical orbits, some have got more circular orbits, but the direction of the orbits is the same for all the planets going around the sun. Which makes sense, because if you start off with this rotating mass of gas and dust, and then that develops into the planets, you should still retain the directionality of the motion. But there's various other facts which speak to the suitability of this hypothesis, and now we've actually found these protoplanetary disks. So they've been found at all stages of development, which itself speaks to an evolutionary process. You know, God wouldn't need that if he created everything pretty much instantly, which against an astronomical backdrop, a few days is instant. So also, if you come back to the same disk like a few days later, because the light is still traveling from that object, you're still going to see it. You're not going to see it as a fully formed solar system. It's still going to be a protoplanetary disk undergoing development, right? It will take millions of years of additional observations for you to finally come to the solar system, right? So you'd have to keep doing the observations well into the future for that single protoplanetary disk to observe it becoming a solar system. So this goes against what Genesis says, because again, it speaks about the heavens and the earth being formed very, very quickly over just a few days. And you would not expect this evolutionary developmental process taking place. This evolutionary process is what you would expect if God wasn't involved, because it's just physical processes, right? Getting more complexity or whatever, more order in that system, or some change in configuration, which is what we observe. So this is just one of the many hundreds of observations in astronomy which speak against young Earth creationism. And I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.